Hello and welcome to a Celtic World. We're a YouTube podcast for Celtic fans all over the world. Our little show kind of focuses on the North American side of things. Mostly, I think this is our fifth episode, and all we've done so far is US guys. So I think we need to start finding some Canadians that we can throw into the mix. So from Montana to Montreal, from Chicago to Charlotte, you're all part of a Celtic world. Tonight we got Paul from the Chicago CSC. Welcome, Paul. And Chris from Bell Buckle.
Hello.
Al.
How are you guys?
Doing good. Good
to have you on, Paul.
I know, like, kind of how we usually start with everybody is kind of going over your Celtic creds. Like, where did you start? How did you get into Celtic? You're the first person we've had on who's Scottish. Like everybody else has been American, so everybody's kind of got a different story as to
that's an honor
how things started. What's yours?
It's a fun, long story. So sorry, I was getting some audio echo there. It was weird. I'm back. So born in Glasgow, early 90s, 1993 or 4, I believe. No, 94. My dad dragged me to Firhill for my first ever Celtic game. We beat Partick Thistle 2-1. Phil Donnell scored a brace in his debut. I remember that day very well because I got a goldfish on the way home. So at that point, I was sold on Celtic. Since then, I just went to games all the time. Never really had a season ticket growing up. So I just kind of me and my dad just went to games whenever we could get tickets, went all the Champions League games and stuff. Yeah, and then now I'm here in Chicago, forcing Celtic on other people, doing what my dad did to me back in the day. Thanks, Sean.
You guys there?
Yeah.
I feel like I lost you guys for a second. Was that me?
I think we got it froze for a second there.
Okay. Sorry about that.
All good.
So like I said, that's like we all got a different story. So that's cool. How long have you been over here in the US?
Moved to the US in about late 2018. So I'm still pretty fresh. I feel like that was a whole lifetime ago because I got like a year and a half and then COVID kicked in and I was locked in the house for a year and then we came into this new crazy world.
Yeah. Have you been Chicago the whole time over here?
So my wife is from Chicago. I was in London for 5 years before moving here and that's where I met my now wife and we kind of went back and forth on long distance and then once we got married and I was able to get my green card, it was over here.
Nice.
Magic. What's the Chicago CSC like? What kind of numbers do y'all have? I know very little about the Chicago boys at all.
Yeah, we get good numbers. I mean, we've been going for a long time. I think this is our 30th season we're going into. So long time, long before me. There's guys been involved for years. But we still get good numbers. We've been in a pub called AJ Hudson's for a long time. And then last season we started moving towards going to the embassy on kind of closer to the south side, Little Italy. That's been really successful. We're still doing the 2 pub kind of thing right now. It's been good. We're getting good numbers. I think between the pubs we average at least 10, 15 per pub, which compared to some of the clubs in the US and smaller towns, it's a lot. I want to get those numbers way up though. I want to fill those bars. I want to get the whole of Chicago cheering for Celtic, and I've really forced myself on the Chicago Fire supporters recently, and quite a lot of them started kind of joining us and stuff. So that's been really fun.
That's good.
Dude, I remember like talking to you. We were talking in Pittsburgh a lot about that, and I totally remember you're super passionate about growing the CSC, which is awesome. And like I remember you talking about the Chicago Fire, and that's what I think Sean from Detroit kind of uses that, like the Detroit City.
FC.
Yeah, Detroit City.
And,
Fire
to
for
try and
Ashton
bring some of
4-0.
those guys in. It's a great way to like pull other guys in because I think like we always talk about Celtic. It's such a great story, and like it's you show up one time, and I feel like a lot of times you're hooked. Like
and with Chicago being such an Irish city, it's like we've got to have a big club. There's no reason we shouldn't. So whenever it's Paddy's Day, I think last year on Paddy's Day, the Chicago Fire played a day game, which is there on the same day that they died or Evergreen, and Celtic played. So it was like at 12 o'clock, midday kickoff. So we started tailgating at 9 a.m. and we got one of my friends to come down with his van. We got a TV in the back of the van plugged into a generator, put Celtic v St Johnstone on for all the Fire fans and the tailgate. And then we went into the game. It was a great time just doing stuff like that. Gets people into Celtic. There was guys that never even heard of Celtic were wondering what was going on, and then they started coming to the bars. So it's really fun.
Yeah, I think that is a kind of a lot of people. I think that kind of became their initial story into at least the Americans, like American soccer fans, and just get pulled into it. It's not hard to. It's not a hard club to sell, at least for me. Anyway.
Yeah,
sells itself.
Yeah. I was in your CSC. God, it was probably. I remember what game it was. It was probably 2016, right? So before you were over here.
Yeah.
It was. I was in AJ Hudson's because I think the embassy is like kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
But it was the game or the Brendan Rodgers the Invincible treble season towards the end of the season where we played Hibs and the Hibs went up 2-0. And we got the 2 late goals to draw, and I mean, for the first 75 minutes, it was horrible. But like,
there's some good characters in the CSC as well. You hear guys who just like pace around the pub during the game, no matter what the score is. I think one time years ago we had Rod Stewart came in for a game, and this guy was pacing around, and somebody had to tell Rod Stewart to get out the guy's way. This is his pacing path. There's great people. Met a lot of great people in this club. Keep growing it. I mean, we're going to get more involved in the community, stuff like that. We support a lot of the local football teams. It's important for me. Football on a Saturday is a human right, and if I can do my part to make sure everybody has access to it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I was going to stick your crest up, which I love. I actually have your guys' car up in my basement. So
there we go.
That
was
Sorry.
That was that guy, Alan Wade, who's a member of the club. He's been really involved in organising stuff. I think he and his wife designed that a couple of years ago. There was a few kind of vetoed designs before we landed on that one with some political leanings. A lot of people were like, nah, this is understandable. We've got those locked away for future.
Squirrel them away. I love it.
Yeah.
You guys had a really good turnout last year in South Bend, I know. Because, I mean, being only an hour away. I wanted to get up to Chicago for you guys. You guys did a little pre-party the night before, didn't you?
We done 2 nights.
2 nights, yeah.
The game was on Saturday. We done Thursday and Friday nights.
Did you?
And then we also worked with the foundation to put on the charity event at the stadium the night before. So I missed the Friday night because myself and a few other guys went to the charity event.
Yeah, me and Chris were there too.
We were there too.
Surprised to see it. But it was a great week. That week was just something else. I don't know about you guys. I was at all 3 games. Took a week off work. It was I'm pretty sure I caught COVID at the last game and had to spend the next week in bed after that. It was brutal. Completely lost my voice.
I did. So did I. I came home with COVID too. So I thought I got it in Ireland because I came like straight from Ireland.
Oh yes, you did.
Like landed on Wednesday. Drove out to South Bend. Took me 10 hours on the Friday.
Wow, it's a long drive. Yeah, we had like 4 buses going from AJ Hudson's the morning of the game. There were still people the night before asking for places in the bus, and we had to let them down. Like, I'm pointing you towards public transport, but that's just rent a car, guys. I was lucky. We booked a hotel. Like we'd actually got word long before it was announced that the game was going to happen. So we started looking into hotels. And the day they announced it, we just booked a hotel that was like across the road from the linebacker lounge, which is where we ended up drinking after the game. So that was perfect. Didn't have to worry about traffic. Just left the stadium, walked to the linebacker, and just drank all night, and then kind of staggered across the road and went to my bed.
Yeah, that's nice. We ended up at the linebacker post match later.
Yeah, I think I briefly spoke to you at the linebacker, but I think everybody was just absolutely burst by that point.
Yeah, it was kind of, I mean,
it was a long day. It was a super long day.
A hot day as well, and we're in the sun all day.
Celtic fan from Minnesota was trying to fight me, but Chris, you remember?
The guy that wanted to have a staring
trying
contest
to be my drill sergeant. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, like getting up in my face. I'm like, I've never been in a fight in my life, so
yeah,
like what is happening here?
Things got fuzzy when we were at the linebacker.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was a long day. We were in the parking lot at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning, and then
that's right.
Just went nonstop, really. So.
Wow.
And in the sun,
I think I was in my bed early the night after that game because I'd just been going the whole week. So I was just like, once that game was done, I was drunk. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Between my flight getting cancelled to DC and only getting into DC like a half hour before the game started, to that end of the game, it was just non-stop. So I needed a rest. And then I stupidly went to sleep with my head right next to an AC unit. So that didn't help my sore throat.
So if you went to all three matches, which match do you think embodied the tour, basically, of Celtic coming to the U.S.? Like, what was the one where you could look at it and say, like, wow, Celtic was here, and look at everybody that's here, and kind of like what we've done. What was that match?
It's a great question. The good thing about the tour is that all three games, each game had like its own identity in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I think the Man City game was just something else because it was midweek. So I feel like a lot of the people that had come to like the Chelsea and the DC game because they were Saturdays, they couldn't go to the Man City game. And I'm not saying that's why it's better, but like the people that had like taken the time off and like this was their big vacation for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so we went all out for it. And then because I didn't have to do crazy shit, the day of the game, I got to just drink and listen to Shea Doolan and chat to people. Then getting the bus to the game was fun, singing in the bus, and then getting into the stadium and then getting kicked out the stadium because there was a lightning in the area. So they kicked us all out in the stadium to stand in the parking lot, which is like much safer. And the news cameras like recording us all singing. Before then getting back in the game, going 3-1 up at halftime. Second half, we had Man City fans coming into the section and like taking their City jerseys off and stamping on them, like basically saying like we're Celtic fans now, like converting people.
Right.
Running like I ran into like people at that game that I hadn't seen in years. It was just a great day. They were all fantastic days, but that just edges it out. That edged out in goal difference.
Right on.
Yeah, I only got to go to South Bend because I was over in Ireland for the first two games, which I had planned already before Celtic scheduled it. So I tried to watch the City game over in Ireland, but I was up in Buncrana and Donegal, and there's a couple CSCs up there, but it was like it would have been a 12:30 a.m. kickoff or something like that.
Where stayed open that way.
Wasn't happening for friendly.
Yeah, the whole week was great. The weather was great for it. It's one of the best memories I've had supporting Celtic, to be honest.
Yeah. So did you guys have a part? You said you had a part in putting the foundation dinner together in Chicago.
A few months before the tour, Tony Hamilton, someone else from the foundation came over and just chatted with us about our thoughts and what we could do to help them. Like. They knew that we would be organising stuff, so they didn't want to step on our toes with that, So it was kind of like they had questions for us about the area and stuff like that, and then I would check in with Tony now and again just to see if he needs any help. He did it. The tickets weren't selling very well at the start, so he was leading us to keep pushing them. So we got the Chicago CSC. I think we done 2 tables at the event just to fill those up. I mean, it was a great night. I mean, it definitely isn't like the highlight of the week. It was fun meeting Brendan, Petrov, Roy Aitken, people like that. But like, that's not what real football is about, you know. I mean, the charity part, obviously great, raised a lot of money, but for most of us, we want the Celtic in town so we could stand in the stadium, sing our hearts out, and watch the Celtic win.
Oh, 100%. It is good though. Like those kind of things are. I think I said that to you, Chris. Like it's like connecting to the club, like hearing Petrov tell stories and Brendan tell stories, and it was like Schmeichel and Dyson and
Greg Taylor.
Yeah, GT, yeah.
So like, especially when you're over here, like you don't get that close up interaction, and not that you're. I mean, we did get to meet some of the guys over the weekend, but like just hearing them up close like that is, and they haven't been over here in 12 years before that, so like that was amazing for me. Like I loved every minute of that. But you're right, like the big part is the games and standing and
with your
singing
buddies.
The guys were in the bar with at like 6 a.m. every weekend watching the games, and we got to be there at the game for a change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And tailgating beforehand was amazing. Like to see all the like we were set up, and then the Columbus guys were next to us, and Detroit guys and Pittsburgh were next to them, and then you guys all rolled in at like probably like 11 o'clock noon, and like and I know it's your guys, so like getting to talk to those guys, and a lot of it is those guys some of them you've never actually met in person, but you're always interacting on social media with them, so to finally get to speak in person is amazing. So
yeah, that was a fun part as well.
Those events I'll never miss, and like Pittsburgh, like I'm seeing you there, like those kind of things are so connecting to the club.
Yeah, shout out to Pittsburgh for that. Fairly through back in, was it February, March?
It was the end of February, I think.
Yeah, that was a great weekend as well.
Yeah.
Everybody there did great work putting that together. I was really impressed by their setup there as well.
Yeah, here's one pic from South Bend. If I can get it up. Ooh.
There we go.
Probably find some faces in there.
Right down front. I love it.
Yeah. I had to hand my phone to one of the stewards or something that were standing by the pitch to get that photo. Don't know who the guy in the Santos Laguna jersey is, though. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. He's probably there for Palma, to be honest, judging by the Honduras flag.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that before wearing a Celtic shirt. Like I was in like a Home Depot over here.
Yeah. And
walked by a couple of guys, I guess, from Honduras. And the one guy's like, Palma.
Yeah, you get a lot of that. Like, damn it. We didn't realise how big it was when he scored it in the Champions League for us. I think, was he the first Honduran to score in the Champions League or something? You still get it. Like, there's guys that show up to Fire games, I have no idea who they are, but they'll have the Palma lizard skin jersey on from that season. I'm like, okay, I guess some people bought that jersey.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I wish him good luck. He's came out this last week that he's out on loan with an option to buy. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In Poland.
Yeah, Warsaw, is it?
Like Poznan or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Poznan.
Yeah, I mean, I hope
that's well. He wasn't.
I mean,
just wasn't his level.
I think he's a talented guy. Like but I don't know. One of those guys there's just something missing. I feel like we tend to have a lot of those.
He's put in some performances where you do question, like, have you played this game before? And then the next week was he, oh yeah, he has. He's played this. Yeah. Like he was a frustrating player.
I would put Yang in that too. Like sometimes he looks like he can goes by anybody you put in front of him, and then other weeks just can't do a thing. Like so.
Yeah, that 1 month this season where he just couldn't stop getting goals and assists, and then just completely fell off again.
Yeah, but is he officially off? I didn't see.
I think it's still rumored.
Yeah, that happened. I think one day.
Yeah. But
I don't know. We've got to get more in though. I know that.
Yeah.
That's my only thinking. It's like if you're gonna have these guys go out on loan or whatever, like we need more wingers. We need some depth. We need some something to kind of satisfy that hunger, because man, it's gonna be quick and fast before we know it, and you know those guys are going to be under a lot of pressure, and if we don't have backups, I don't know, makes me nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous as well. I've got faith though. I think like last season, by the start of the tour, I think we'd only signed Sinisalo, and then we got Schmeichel, and then one by one we started making the signings. So I've kind of got faith that something's going to come soon, but it's just every day waking up and just no news. You're just like, Jesus Christ. It's kind of worried. And like I do like the guys that we've signed. I think Nygren, I think he looks like he could be good. Yamada, some of the training videos that came out about him today, decent touch on him. I don't know if you've seen the one of his calves. His calf muscles are just shredded. So all right, this guy's got something here.
I'm excited about those guys, definitely. Nygren's look great. Like I like very attack minded, kind of like in Hatate, like always trying to play forwards, like which is
be the creative outlet,
Yeah, a lot of our midfielders are side to side and not taking those chances. So say about him. But
and the kid Osmond as well, he looks like he could come good. I think what we're all wanting, like we're getting signings, but we want a signing that we're like, okay, this guy goes straight into the starting lineup and makes a change in this team. This guy opens up the defenses that we weren't opening up last year, and we've just not really had a signing that tells us that yet. I'm kind of just waiting. We've got to do it, We've got to do it. We can't not do it.
I'm with you. I think there's something in the works, and probably like two. I could see even like 2, 9, 10 million signings, like because I think those are the guys that Brendan wants now, like filling in the Negrons and Yamada, like that's good. I think he wants those Angles types, like who, and then they're gonna have probably sell-on value. They're young, like Angles being, so young. We'll have sell-on value, and so
I think Engels being our record signing, I said at the time, I think him being a record signing says more about us and our transfer policy than it does about him as a player. Like 11 million is a lot for us, but it's not a lot in footballing terms, and we'd spend that money to replace a 25 million player. So like we weren't getting a like for like match there, so I wasn't expecting the same output. So I'm willing to give Engels a bit more time. I do think that we're going to break our record again this summer. I think we'll spend more than we did. I think got a feeling that's got to happen.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think there's, like you said, I think there's one, depth that's needed, but two, I think there's got to be like a kind of little bit of a change up. We can't go in with the same lineups we were throwing out there last year and expect
the same results
results. Like you need, like clubs need to be kind of overturned. Like guys need to be losing their jobs basically because there's better guys coming in. So I don't know. I can see that happening. Like, and I think, like you said, I think Engels probably is judged more on what it costs to bring him in, but you can see flashes of like brilliance in him, and I think he just needs to find his way. And
he'll come good, I hope.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's good having KT back as well. That's that's the exciting part of this window, is seeing him back.
Yeah, you almost forget, like because he was here before. Like,
and we knew about it back in January. They just didn't tell us.
Yeah.
Like they put it in, like, was it like the season ticket renewal letter? Like they even mentioned that Tierney was coming back. I was like, there's no announcement to this. You're putting it in. That's what's going on, guys.
They're gonna treat Jota like he's a new signing when he comes in. So when he comes back.
Well, like I heard the other day that, or I read yesterday that they were talking about there's there's something with Maeda that the club was going to extend his contract immediately and get him to sign an extension. And I'm like, okay, fantastic. But like, don't roll him out like he's a new player. Like,
yeah. And none of your like, don't go to bed yet selves.
Yeah.
And then it's just new contracts. Nah, fuck up that.
Okay, cool. Dyson. All right.
Like, we'll be happy, but nah.
Oh, yeah.
The replies to that would be so toxic.
Oh, yeah.
It would get an internet cancelled.
Well, so far the preseason, the things that have stood out to me have been KT to Hattadi to Maeda. That pass combination down that left side, forget it. I mean, I'm ready to watch that the rest of the season.
Yeah, those guys are going to unlock defense as far as this year. Like, this kind of creative outlet or a step above the level that we'll be playing at this season and domestically.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we were lacking last season. I liked Greg Taylor. I know a lot of people didn't. I think he was lacking in a few areas, but he was solid in the inverted fullback role. But people are just getting so used to the inverted fullbacks now. So just having KT back on the overlap, it's dream stuff.
Yeah.
Dream stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
And that one video that Celtic posted the other day of him putting the cross into Scales, when the video that's up in the stand.
Oh, yeah, that was a great shot.
Yeah.
The slow-mo, like, that was such a cool shot.
I want more of that this season. None of your unique angles where like you can barely see where the ball is. I want that.
I love that. Here, Chris, going back to our South Bend trip, I'm going to stick this comment up from
I was lucky enough to miss that one.
It felt like it was longer than 2 hours.
Is that the one where Jerry McCulloch, Celtic TV, was interviewing the people online, and some guy was like, "Yeah, we just drove in from Michigan," and Jerry's first thought was to go, "And what vehicle did you drive?" What kind of question is that? What kind of car you got? Ask him how long he's been a Celtic fan or what player he's most excited to meet, not what kind of car you got.
But I did get my picture with Kyogo though, so I was happy.
Cool. Sorry, I had to mute there. I had a train coming by.
We were about to give up because we had tickets. We had tickets for the foundation dinner. So I know I was thinking like gosh, we just we waited so long, and then finally things started to move. So
yeah.
No, that was amazing to get to actually meet Kyogo and James Forrest and Callum McGregor. I mean, just to stand next to him and get your picture made, and you're like, you know what? You're not as tall as you look on TV, because like you think that they're going to be like these big giant players, but like they're the same size as you.
Yeah, for like American
you're
sports.
You're just standing there. You're like, yeah.
American sports, like if you're going to make the pro level, you're at least 6 foot.
Oh yeah.
Like, even baseball players are giants, but like football players, you can be any height and be good. Yeah. But one of my highlights was a trip, tour was walking into the stadium in DC, and I just see this big, handsome, blonde-looking guy coming towards me in a Celtic tracker, and I'm like, I recognise him. And as it gets closer, my drunk eyes start to focus in, and I'm like, that's Kasper Schmeichel. So I got like, I just ran right over. I was like, Kasper, whoa. That was like right before the first game had even started. I'd met a Celtic player. I was like, okay, we're having fun this weekend.
That's awesome.
I missed the chance at the dinner when I got up to get a drink, and right as Dyson and Schmeichel and Taylor were walking in, and I was like, and I'm like, don't be that guy, like to go over and Dyson's my favorite player, and I was like,
yeah.
I held off. I did not bother them, but
see, I really wanted to. Where my seat was, it was kind of right by the ramp onto the stage. So as they were like saying their goodbyes on stage, I got my phone out and set up the camera. And as soon as he started walking down the ramp, I just got my seat and ran up and got a quick photo of Dyson. Just like, Dyson photo, thank you. So I was like,
you're lucky.
Not many people get done photos that night. yeah, it's like my profile picture on Instagram and I think Facebook as well. Especially once he was having that season afterwards. I was like, he's having that season because he met me.
That's awesome.
That's cool. All right, let me take a quick break and do a little subscribe clip for the show. 1 second.
Ciao ragazzi. I cannot believe how great a Celtic world is. Magnificent. It's very important to subscribe. Everybody do it immediately. Okay?
In honor of Celtic heading off to Italy for a friendly. Yeah, threw that one together.
Magic.
Try not to offend. Like the old one was a little offensive to us Americans. So, so we're bombing everybody, but yeah. So in terms of what do we got upcoming friendlies? When is they're playing in Italy against Como? When is
Ajax is tomorrow, I'm sure.
Ajax? Oh yeah, that's right. So that's the tournament.
I'll be interested to see how that game goes. Newcastle game, obviously fun. You can never speak too much about preseason a lot like these times. I think tomorrow we're going to be playing a bit more at the kind of level that we need to be at if we're going to have a good season this year. Mm-hmm. I've kind of got a feeling that the manager will take this weekend seriously. It's like the last preparations before the season starts. So I've got a feeling we'll see a strong squad tomorrow. Don't know what Ajax will put out. I don't know. I think we'll get 5 or 6-0 easy.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Chris.
I like your optimism, Paul.
But
no, I'm in the same boat. I think the way that we played against Newcastle, I think rolling that right into how we set up for playing Ajax, I think it's going to work into our favor. And that's, you watch these, interviews with Brendan Rodgers after a match or before a match or whatever. And the one thing that he's talking about is it's always like, you got to put in work. You got to go out. You've got to perform. You've got to be at that level. And I think you're exactly right. I think we'll see a strong squad out there tomorrow against Ajax. And I think all we're really looking for is to be ready for when the season does start. I mean, because we're going to have the one tie-in game for the Champions League, whoever our opponent is there, and then in Scotland, I mean, once the season kicks off, it's about getting 3 points and moving on to the next one.
Yeah, no off days.
So I like how at least Celtic has structured their summer to where, like, we're building up to playing the Ajax, playing Como, playing, good opposition to get us ready. I think it's been good.
Yeah. Doing a pre-season treble I don't know. I've been dreaming about that since I was a kid. Didn't want a Champions League, UEFA Cup, or anything like that. That's fine. Pre-season treble. Cork Cup, Adidas Cup, Como Cup. That's what every little boy dreams of.
We're gonna win the quadruple this year.
Yeah. And we're going to win it all, baby.
I know, it's crazy. Like, I feel like the start of the season is kind of sneaking up on me from like just my vacation totally threw me off. And I'm like, oh, man, it's starting up, and it's God, I can't wait.
It
was too much.
That's how you know that like the work is getting put in, whether you see it or not. I mean, the social media updates from Celtic, the unfiltered in Lisbon and unfiltered in okay, cool, that's great, but like all I really care about is making sure that we don't get hurt and that everybody like is really, you know, putting in, and we're getting things accomplished. And I know that Brendan Rodgers is. I mean, there's no doubt. Like I'm comfortable with that. So I'm excited, just excited.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So in terms of signings I mean, and we've kind of talked about it in weeks past, but I feel like things change as guys like with Kuhn going. What are your needs? What are your top 3 positions? Not necessarily players you want to bring in, but top 3 positions that you're looking to fill in the side.
Yeah, I think midway, like centre midfield's perfectly fine. We don't need anything to do there. We need another striker, at least one more winger, and I'd like a centre back. I mean, it's quite a big. You're asking for a full core of a team there, but we've got rid of enough wingers. Like we wanted wingers before we got rid of Kuhn and let's see, Yang's going. Like so, we need 2, but we need one starter. We'll get one starter and then sign a backup in January. Fine. If you speak to anybody at Chicago CSC, they'll tell you that I am not an Adalida fan. It reminds me too much of Samaras when I watch them, and it just like gives me PTSD. I just can't do it. He's never impressed me. Like he gets goals, yeah, fine. Like that's what you want. So obviously that's what you want from a striker. But there's been too many games where you've needed him to show up, like the cup final, and he just hasn't. For a striker like Kyogo, he would miss a lot of chances. He could miss like 5 or 6 easy chances a game, but he would still score 1 or 2, and you were happy. But you're thinking either gets a wee tap in, scores a banger, or does nothing the whole game. And it's I think it's a frustrating player not to zone in on him for the criticism. Because I do think like Johnny Kenny as well, fine for the early round cup games. There was multiple times last season where he just looked, even against teams like Dundee, he just looked like a yard or 2 behind the rest of the game and needed too much time to like settle on the ball. So it'll be fine for like those early season games, but I think he can't be a long-term solution. So I do think we need a solid striker. I have been kind of going back and forth on like, do I want us to spend good money on a striker, or do we take like a free agent on high wages? You know, people say, I don't think we'll get him, but like people bring up like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, like that kind of level of guy. Like I don't think we'll sign him. He wants like 200 grand or something a week. Like a kind of guy that's been playing at a decent level, doesn't have a club right now, and we just bring him in on a decent wage for a season or 2 and see how he does for us. I'm happy with that, because sometimes you spending good money, like we saw with Engels, isn't an immediate fix. So I would love Nate C says there, he just didn't prove himself in the cup final. Like last season, that was a day, but not this year. To move away from that centre back wise, everybody loves Carter Vickers. Best Celtic centre back since Van Dijk. He's a fantastic player. We've just not been able to get him since Starfelt left. He was solid. Just not really replaced Starfelt. Skills, fills a hole. Fine. Trusty, just loses his head too much. And a fun story, actually. Maybe not fun. But the old US national team coach, Greg Berhalter, he is now the Chicago Fire manager. And I've chatted with him a couple of times since he signed up. And we were just talking Celtic a few weeks back, and I mentioned Trusty. And this guy's eyes rolled so far back into his head when I mentioned Trusty. Just told me everything I need to know about that guy. So I dug a little deeper. Being like a professional, wasn't overly critical, but basically it was just like, yeah, he's not good. So that kind of told me a guy that's actually coached him extensively is telling me that, and I'm just like, I just don't trust him. I want him to come good. Whenever I criticise a Celtic player, I always want to be proven wrong. But in this case, I don't see it.
Yeah, he went through a stretch last year where you thought he might be that guy, but then it's kind of disappeared. And
that Dundee game, he lost a head against Simon Murray.
Nobody's taken the kind of reins on that in that position. But, I mean, Scales is, like you said, I think Scales is a placeholder. I don't think he's the guy. So I agree with you. Like everything you said when I asked the question of the 3 positions that we need to sign. I think that's legit what we need to do. And same with Ida. kind of with the same mindset on Ida. And like I feel like last year they would stick Dyson up there, but now we're a little short on the wing. So I think they need Dyson on the wing. So it almost has to be, as of right now, what we have, either Ida or the Yamada, the Japanese guy. So like one of them has got to really grab the spot, I feel 100%. Like.
And like, if we're not going to sign a winger, then we're going to need Dyson back out there. So we can't be needing him to fill in up front.
If we've lost a winger. Absolutely. They have to sign a winger. I feel like that's not even.
It'd be negligence if we did.
Yeah. So I mean, and like we talked about, it'll happen. It's a matter of when.
Where do you think Inamura is going to play?
At a different team.
You think?
I don't know. To be honest. I mean, that's what Brendan said. Brendan said he was a loan, like an immediate loan. Then after that, was it against Cork, where he actually wasn't awful?
Really? Okay.
Then I think he's kind of rolled that back a little bit. I think he wants to have a bit more of a look at him. I just don't know, like, does he have like a set position? Yeah, is he kind of being moved around? Like, as soon as Brendan said, yeah, he's going straight out alone, I just kind of forgot about the guy immediately. Because you see that, you're thinking Sved, you're thinking Home, the guys like that who just came in and then disappeared immediately.
Well, I mean, they like when they brought him in, they I don't know. I kind of got the feeling that they were like, yeah, he's a center back. But like when he played left back, I was like, man, he's good on the ball. Like he's got some pace to his passes. Everything looks crisp. Like I'm going to see how this guy progresses. And then, when I saw the thing where they're like, well, we're going to send him out on loan, I'm like, but he just got here. like how did we go from there to there? But
I mean, he could be a guy like, if he's versatile and can play like on the left side as a center back or as a backup to Tierney.
Which is what I would do that, then I'll take it.
Yeah. If he's not going to play, then probably it would benefit him to send him out.
Yeah, and as long as we have Tierney, like no decent left back will sign for us.
Right.
Nobody's going to come in just to play second fiddle to Tierney if they're good enough. So if we need a guy who's just going to be just good enough to fill that hole when Tierney's not there, fine. But it would be a concern in Europe, a serious concern.
Agreed.
Tierney can be injury prone too, so he could get that backup could get like serious playing time if Tierney goes down for an extended time.
Well, do you think that's why Scales is kind of still in the discussion, even though I mean, if I had to pick my 1 and 2 at center back, it would be CCV and Trusty. I mean, so if it's going to be after that, like, would Scales be a backup for KT, or is Scales a backup for CCV or Trusty?
So I don't know, like, Scales always runs like he's running upstairs. I feel like you kind of don't want that bombarding down the wing when you're needing a goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you're asking Scales to run, then you're already doomed, So I kind of don't want that. But if you're looking for a guy for a pin back,
Scales on the overlap, you don't think that?
I just can't see it. I mean, if we're pinned back in Europe and we need just somebody who can mark our man and put a tackle in, then throw him in. I don't care. Like if we're looking for goals, like it's not. We play it out through him so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of annoying, but part of me wonders, like, are we being forced to because teams have identified that and like said, okay, make sure Carter Vickers has to give the ball to Scales, so then he has to give it to Taylor, and then Taylor has to give it to Scales, and then Scales has to give it to Taylor. Like, and we just keep do that so much. Like, how many times this season did that happen? Like, so we do play out through Scales a lot,
right?
Not necessarily always good. There's someone who you need, like I think for a Celtic fullback, you kind of need to be good offensively and defensively.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Scales. It's just not Scales.
I tend to agree. But yeah, I haven't seen many names for like in the in rumors in terms of a center back.
Yeah,
you see a lot of wingers and strikers. I have. I mean, maybe they're out there, but I don't know who. I haven't seen like any thoughts on. Oh, I did see what's the guy, the old center back who used to play for Aberdeen and then went to England to Forest.
Kenna?
Yeah, big lumbering guy. Yeah, but I
came
don't.
in cheap. I'd take him, I guess. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't be excited about it.
No, that's the only name I can think of that I've seen as any rumor coming in.
Yeah, I feel like if we do take a centre back, it would be kind of closer to the end of the window. I think you would see a lot of like kind of good centre backs would kind of wait until then, because you'd see kind of a lot of Premier League teams or teams down south. Like, once you see how they're starting to perform in the first few weeks, like teams know, okay, we need quality here. So some decent centre backs might hold out. Obviously, we can't afford to hold out. We've got a big Champions League playoff coming a week before the window. But that's the nature of the business. You've just got to roll with it.
Yeah. Do you foresee the club waiting till see what happens in the qualifier before they?
I'm so used to it.
Yeah, I mean,
every year I have faith that they won't. Don't wait to see if you get the Champions League money before spending it. Spend it to make sure you get it.
Yeah, I think that's most Celtic supporters' mindset, but it doesn't seem to be
the club doesn't feel that way.
Management and how they seem to work.
Nice. I mean, I hope they don't do
Chris,
like midnight.
I just want to talk about Adidas. I know before we wrap up, we got 10, 15 minutes left.
I mean, this is just me stepping on my soapbox, but have y'all seen the AS Roma kit?
Yeah.
That like
I don't have the picture. I thought.
Okay, so the AS Roma kit got launched from Adidas, and I just looking at it, it's a Celtic kit. I don't know why Adidas didn't give us one of these kits. I mean, are you kidding me?
There we go.
Like, you should see the one with the sponsor. It says Tim on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. What, are you kidding me?
Oh, I saw the best. There was the best post on Twitter today. Like somebody said, the E-Tims podcast. Like, congratulations on the sponsorship.
the E-Tims, yeah.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, man. It's what I said before when they came out with the Gazelle shoes, right? So like the week that they released those, I'm like, man, that'd be cool. Get some Adidas, some new shoes, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, but it just has the Adidas logo on it, right?
Yeah.
Like they didn't do anything extra to make me go, God, I want that.
Yeah, they're not great.
And it's the same thing with the kits. Like, I don't mind the home kit. The home kit's fine. I got no issues with anything really. I mean, they said they were bringing back the Bumblebee. It's sort of like the Bumblebee. Okay, cool. Yeah. But like, I don't know. You see that with the AS Roma, and you're like, man, they could have done so much more to make it so much more, to make every Celtic supporter that I know go out and buy one. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just depressing when you see stuff like that and you're like, why didn't Celtic get this? Like, this is ridiculous.
See, kind of with the home top, the home top's good. I like it. I actually thought last season's one was probably one of the best ones Adidas have done.
Agreed.
It just looked good, even with the whole kit. It just looked like an elite kit. I like this season's home kit. I was in Vegas for a conference last month, which is always a good time. And obviously everybody there has the new hoops on. That's your uniform. Right, there was guys there with bags full of DHgate ones, selling them for like $20 to buy their beers. And I was just looking at it, and by that point, a lot of the Adidas home jerseys have come out. And I don't know if you've seen the Bayern Munich home jersey and the Juventus home jersey this season. They're brutal. They're bad. They're really bad. And just looking at those and then looking at this season's cut, I was just like, it's fine. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just a hook top.
Right.
It's unremarkable and it's fine. Spent my money on it. My team's going to wear it for a year. I'm happy. And so that's what we want from a home kit, you know, just like I say, you know, a couple of nice wee details here and there, leave it there. It's when you get to the away in for jersey that things get a bit crazy, because that's when your designers start putting extra work in. And I know I'm probably in a minority. I like all three kits this year. I think the most controversial one was obviously the third kit, because it's that kind of weird, hard to describe design, like almost like radio wave heartbeat hoops. And like I was just looking at, like, a lot of these kits are decided like a couple of years in advance. And I remember a couple of years ago, like DHgate started selling these weird hooped jerseys with like they were water paint hoops, and it was based on a rumor. Part of me's thinking, did Adidas give that to Celtic? Celtic said absolutely not. That's not a home top. And Adidas said, well, fuck you guys, giving it as a third top. I think Adidas as a kit manufacturer does have a kind of a mandate to, you know, experiment a little bit, try new things with the hoops. And I think Celtic are one of the few clubs in the world where we do not allow that, you know? You just can't do that. So by them doing that and then putting it out as a jersey that's going to be worn twice at most this season, the kids will buy it. I'll buy it when it's on sale. When I think about it that way, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I always said I said I would buy that one too. Just because it's different. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Just something a bit different, you know? And then the away tops just shiny.
I don't mind the third kit. The third kit's kind of growing on me just because I've seen some more pictures of it and you know, whatever. And I guess my issue is just that when you see something from Adidas that, you know, we're supposed to have this elite status, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's so much that goes into when they release these kits, and people just sit there and they're like, oh, I got to have da-da-da-da-da, or, you know, I don't like this and I don't like that. And I get that you have to have boundaries pushed and as a designer and this, that, and the other. It's just that, I don't know, man. It's like if they just did that little bitty extra makes all the difference in the world, because it's really hard to mess up a Celtic hoop top. Like it's almost impossible to really mess that up. So yeah, you can go experiment on the third jersey or the away kit or whatever. And I don't know, it's just that I see something like the AS Roma kit and I'm like, man, that looks like a Celtic top. Why did Celtic not get this? So
to be fair to Roma, Roma always have amazing tops.
That's true.
Manufacturers, they always have really nice tops. Even though I'm not necessarily a fan of the team, I've bought a couple of them over the years because they look nice. Even when they made their own kits for that one season, they've done a good job. I'll give it that. Like, yeah, I think next season is our second year as an elite team. They've got to give us something good. Technically the Lisbon anniversary, so I wonder if they'll give us a little something extra for that. It'll be their first Lisbon anniversary top. I don't know if they count that year before or the year after, because I know New Balance done it the year after. So I'm kind of holding out for something good. I do think, as much as I like the third kit, would have been so much better as one of those Paddy's Day kits. Like, if you're going to do a tricolour kit, like, put it in Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
And then give us our company.
For sure.
Well, last thing I think we need to mention, the passing this week, was it yesterday, of John Fallon. For me, I know, like, it's, you know, before my time as a Celtic fan, but you hear all the stories, and I got to meet him at the Philly in Philly in 2018, I think it was, 2018. And, like, just as accessible a guy, like, as you could imagine. Like, he literally stopped to talk to every single person who came up to him for hours and hours and hours. Anybody who wanted to take a picture, except for me, I didn't get a picture. He took a picture with my wife and not me. But I don't blame him. But, like, and doing the Q&A, and, like, just came across as, like, I mean, former player probably second, but a fan of Celtic first as a club. And I don't know, that's one of those, I feel like, Celtic things that grab you, like like the story of the Lisbon Lions, and is just kind of legendary. So I'll always remember him. So when that popped up on my social media feed that he had passed yesterday, like that hit me hard. And it seems like a lot of people met him over the years. I know Paul Larkin always talked about him, but like so many guys who I talked to, like over in Scotland and even over here, like especially a lot of the Philly guys, he became friendly with them, and like when they would go over, he would meet up with them at matches to watch the games with them. So like, I mean, just a classy guy. Sad to see him go.
Yeah, it's really sad. I remember just one of those names that's always been around at Celtic as long as I've been alive. Obviously, it's long before my time. Just remember always hearing stories from my dad and uncles, stuff about him playing back in the 60s. It's famous, the game in was it the Club World Cup back then, or whatever name they called it? When he put in an incredible one-sided Ronnie Simpson had been assaulted and had to go off. He played so well that the ref was like, "Well, no, you weren't at a disadvantage with him going off, so there's no replay."
Yeah, I know he played in the Jinkies testimonial at the Bernabeu against Madrid. Was one of the games. He didn't play in the cup in the European Cup final, but I know that was one of the games that like I think he played ended up playing like 114 matches for Celtic. So like
some
I think he played a lot of games in the lead up to the 1970 European Cup final as well. I think he lost his place for the final for whatever reason. Absolute legend of a player.
Yeah. Club has a lot of them. We're running out of Lisbon Lions, which is
sadly, that's what I was going to say. Is that I don't know how many lines are left, but we need to do everything we can to cherish them, because they are treasures.
Yeah,
they are treasures.
Yeah, it was always an honor to meet any Lisbon Lion over the years. We had Bertie Auld or Jim Craig, Billy McNeil. They were always just really approachable, great, normal, down to earth guys, you know. Like if you hadn't been a football player, they would be down in the mines or down the shipyards or something.
You see a lot of like Bertie Auld, like you said, that's another one of those guys like who seemed like would have been a Celtic lifer even if he didn't play for them, and like it seems like everybody has a picture with him. So he was like one of those guys like just so available and ready to talk to the fans, picture with the fans, whatever. I don't know. It's different, like being an American sports. I don't think you see that connection.
Not as much.
I think in baseball you get a little bit of it. There's a lot of Cubs players are very involved in fans and communities and stuff like that. Ryan Sandberg, I don't know if you guys know that name. He's not well right now. We could be losing him soon. But I worked at Wrigley Field a couple of years ago for a summer, just scanning tickets and seat usher and stuff. And I ran into him a couple of times, and it was very brief encounters, but it was it's always an honor to meet an absolute legend of a game. When I tell people the stories of me meeting the ground in Chicago, the times I met Ryan Sandberg, the way people's faces just light up, just like you got to and that's how it is at the Lisbon Lions, Like, if somebody tells me they chatted to like Bobby Murdoch, whoever, I'm like, tell me more. Like, there's a lot of guys in Chicago from back in the day that the Lisbon Lions would come over here in the US tours, and like some of the older members of Chicago CSC, they had like Jimmy Johnston sleeping on their couch.
Wow.
There was like one guy who said he had to help Jimmy Johnston to bed one night after a night of drinking because he did come over and he was jet lagged and just hit the whiskies. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, they were always like that kind of, the way the sports has gone, the elite level is just so much higher than it was back in those days that kind of personality isn't really there as much as it was back then. So I don't know if we're going to see it as much going forward. I mean, we hope like guys like Scott Brown have become the new 30-year-olds and stuff around the team, that they're a bit more focused on becoming pundits and stuff like that these days. Whereas back in the 30-year-old and that retired, they had to go open a pub or go get our normal job. You know, that wasn't really a path for them at that time.
Right. All right, boys. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. It was good having you on, Paul. We'll definitely have to do it again. Like we kind of plan once the season starts, we'll try and kind of a weekly wrap-up show of.
Yeah, I'd love to get back on for that. Thanks for having me.
Going over the results and anything going on with Celtics. So it was good chatting with you.
You too.
Definitely have to do it again. Chris, I'll talk to you.
Hail, hail.
Hail,
Cheers.
boys.
Cheers,
All
Paul.
right.
Hail.